Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch another beautiful day so far. There's a chance of rain tonight. Fire danger risk is much higher today and tomorrow than it's been the last couple of days, so we're back into the really risky stuff. A lot of crazy things going on, I'm telling you. Like it, love it, hate it, or whatever, I will have to say that I'm pretty confident in saying that since Donald Trump has become president, the news cycle is just busy, erratic, crazy, nonstop. Like it's constant. Something's happening. Who knows? Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. But a lot of things are going. It was announced that the president has dropped another tariff bombshell, 25% tariffs on imported vehicles, imported automobiles in the United States. This is actually a big deal because more than you think, automobiles are being manufactured in other countries. So, if you were planning on buying a brand new Kia or a brand new Ford pickup, you probably should hurry up and do so before the tariffs kick in, because it'll be about 25% more expensive. Markets are reacting. It's just a lot of on the economic side, not too happy about this. They're saying that even if this does good in the long run, it's going to really hurt us in the short term of things. So that's going on. A whole lot more stuff. I mean, like I said, it's hard to keep up. The president also came out yesterday with a strangely passionate support of Lindsey Graham for re-election. I guess the guy is running for re-election again. We all know all about Lindsey Graham, and he talked about in a social media post of how amazing Lindsey Graham is, and a lot of his supporters have come out and said, what in the world is this? Why are we doing this? It's because it's all a part of the politics stuff, folks. The swamp is not being drained. It's just being replaced by different swamp creatures and in a different way. The news in Israel is reporting that Israel is just hours away from a strike on Iran, and there's reports of Israeli Air Force doing simulated or training drills to simulate attacking Iran. The U.S. military came out yesterday, this one's interesting, stating that Iran is now but 7 days away from developing weapons-grade nuclear material. Now, this is interesting because the day before or 2 days before, something like that, the intelligence community came out and said that they see no evidence whatsoever that Iran is in the process of developing or attempting to develop any type of nuclear weapons. That they don't see anything whatsoever showing that. But now the military's come out and said, well, their intelligence says otherwise, and that Iran is just days away. That doesn't mean that in a few days they'll have it, because this is what confuses people. It means that if they push the button, they would, in just a few days, have the materials to manufacture a nuclear weapon. So, who knows? The president also gave another ultimatum to Iran, that they absolutely must come to the table to discuss peace and denuclearization, or they will face severe consequences. So that's the way to negotiate peace. You come to the table, or we blow you up. Of course, a lot of judicial activity in the country, trying to shut down and stop, and all sorts of things that Trump, even to the point of judges ruling that they cannot kick out criminal illegals. So there is a judicial coup going on, and we'll see how that plays out. Never before seen on this kind of level. It's to the point it's almost impossible to keep up with all of the. And that rattle is driving me nuts. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that or not. Got something up there and it's rattling. There's just too many cases now to even keep up with on on what's going on when it comes to all of these activist judges trying to stop any type of action or anything from the president. And, you know, on the flip side of things, Donald Trump is doing no different in a lot of ways than previous presidents like Biden and Obama by ruling through executive orders, not through congressional laws or anything else that was intended in the Constitution. He's ruling through executive orders. So there's a big battle there going on, and will most likely continue. Going back to the Middle East, the Washington Post is reporting that the next 48 hours in the Middle East is going to be crazy hot, you know, and I'm not talking temperature-wise, it's going to be wild. Israel has been doing strikes inside of Syria. The United States has been striking the Houthis continually. And it looks like the United States, is definitely training and preparing for some type of larger something in the Middle East by moving so much of the assets that they have, you know, battle carrier groups, stealth bombers, more of other weapons in the area. So who knows? This weekend could be wild. I mean, I know we've said that before, but it could be. Zelensky made what some people are interpreting as a threat. He stated that Putin won't be around much longer. He's not going to be around much longer, so it's not going to matter, because once he's done, things will change. Some people are saying he's just referring to Putin's health, that may not be good and he may not live much longer because of his health, and others are saying that he's making threats against Putin, and maybe Ukraine has some plan to try to take Putin out. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? The whole signal gate is still moving along, and it was not a prediction in the video that I made a couple of days ago, but I'm telling you, it's something to think about. This leaked or war plans or not war plans has gotten some pretty good legs. It's being talked about a lot. And the more it is talked about, I think the more likely the Trump administration may do something to distract from it. And maybe it is the Middle East. Things are heating up over there, so it is possible. But, you know, it's hard to tell on this kind of stuff. And then there's also the possibility that it was leaked purposely, that this whole thing of got a dog following me. This whole thing of adding a liberal reporter to the chat list so that they can see all the stuff that's being talked about. Who knows? And then others, was there really anything critical? Was there anything that classified in it? The point is that it's being talked about. So is the chat leak, is that the distraction, or will there be a distraction to distract from that? It's confusing. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? All in all, I think the bigger point is that things are just heating up. Things are crazy. Every time you get online, every time you turn a TV on, if any of you still actually watch TV news, it's crazy. And if you consume too much of it, you'll think that that's how the world really is. And the reality is that the real world, not the matrix of craziness, but the real world, things just kind of function. And there's definitely a good side to that. The negative side is that they function so normally most of the times that the average person is totally unaware of the real danger out there. They're not prepared. They're not thinking about it. Their mind isn't in that realm of, okay, I've got to prepare myself mentally, physically, and spiritually because things are getting really bad out there. And that creates a danger. And I've said for years that the biggest threat that we will face when things really go bad is just other people. Other people behaving badly, other people panicking, other people not knowing what to do, and so they just kind of turn themselves over to, animalistic, almost like behavior. This is something that we have to be preparing for. We saw a glimpse of that during COVID with the ridiculousness that happened during them. And as bad as we want to look back and say COVID was, honestly, I think, yes, I know people died and suffered and stuff, but I'm talking about the crazy, the panic and stuff. I think, honestly, it was very mild compared to what it could have been, what we've seen throughout history and in other nations. And so, as things, sorry, the road's really rough through here. As things continue to progress and get crazier and get worse, and we get closer to war, and we get more tariffs, and there's, prices go up, and inflation rises, and, people get to where they're just hating each other more and more and more. Violence, Tesla's being blown up, angry at the conservatives, angry at the left, all this kind of stuff. Wanting to take over Greenland. Trump said yesterday that we absolutely have to take Greenland. This kind of stuff. As this progresses, there's a greater and greater chance that things will hit a breaking point, and people, some, may lose it. We have to be ready for that. If nothing else, that right there is a reason to be very self-sufficient, because the more self-sufficient you are, the less of a reason you have to go out into the crazy world when those things happen. Producing your own food, being able to kind of live off of what you produce. Electricity, energy, do you capture it solar, or do you just not use it? Are you able to protect yourself? Are you able to take care of injuries and medical needs? These types of things are what we need to be focusing on, and more, when it comes to our self-sufficiency, because the world is becoming crazy. It is crazy, but it's becoming crazier. And these things are just progressing daily. And it's probably not going to get better anytime too soon. So you need to be continually preparing and getting yourselves really mentally wrapped around the fact of how you're going to make it as things spiral out of control. And it's quite possible that they're at that point, and we're just sitting around right now waiting for when the unspiraling starts happening. Get your houses in order, folks. You need to be preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually, because things are getting bad. And if you read your Bibles, you'll know, and you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to understand it much clearer, because there's nothing new under the sun. And all this that's happening, we've all known about it for years. Maybe not the specifics, but we know that these things will continue to happen. So get ready. Folks, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.